let there be sound. Hello, everybody. My name is Kirby Kwan Jr., and you are currently tuning into the Ghetto Fabulous Podcast. Joining me once again will be the usual co-host that everybody loves, your boy, Skinny Jean Shane. How you doing today, boy?
Good. How are you?
Exhausted, but not that bad.
Imagine.
Okay, so at the time that we're recording this, it is past Christmas, which means that hopefully this is going to come out before the new decade.
Wow.
So I'm going to give you an option today. Should we talk about the whole year in review or the whole decade in review? Let's do decade. It's probably more fun and more like...
Decade? Jesus.
Yeah. It's probably more interesting this way too, considering that we both came from two different backgrounds. You in growing up in the Caribbean, and then me growing up in, well, the hood.
Yeah.
The block. The ghetto fabulousness. The streets. The realm, the shadow realm. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, let's rewind the clock and start at 2010.
Jesus Christ.
All the way back there.
Okay. You want to go first?
I guess I have to, because it seems like you have no idea what you want to say, huh?
Well, I do, but it's just gonna... It's a lot. Anyways, you go ahead.
From 2010 to the weirdo that I am now. I'm certainly still a weirdo, just a different type of weirdo. I like to believe that 2010 me was a lot more innocent, and also a lot more driven to a certain degree. Back then, the thing that stayed the same consistently, though, is even to this day, I still don't know what the fuck my future holds. But I was always invested in the creative, side. 2010, I believe, was when I started to sort of take sound a little bit more seriously. In the sense that, well, as Shane knows, I'm hyper anal about sound
levels.
Yeah, levels especially, but just sound in general. That's actually why I get my voice to sound as good as I do. In the podcast is partially because of the equipment, but more so it's because of my technique that I've developed, and the space that I record my voice in. But anyways, 2010. Say track Kirby. 2010, nothing really significant happened. All I remember is I was and I guess to this day, still a huge Transformers fan. Crazy fanatic about it, right? I bought all the toys and I bought all the movies, even the animated movie, which is arguably the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think at this point, I was sort of telling myself, hey, I'm a teenager now. I shouldn't be buying toys. No more collecting toys. That was probably one of the biggest lies that I've ever told myself. Because to this
process of just, I'm a teenager.
I'm a big kid now. But now I'm still buying toys to this fucking day.
Yeah.
And for some reason I felt like, hey, I should be a musician.
Whoa.
I am not a musician.
Yeah.
So really quickly, that's what happened for the most part for me in the year of 2010. Now let's hear it from you, Shane.
I don't even remember what the fuck I was doing in 2010. I think I was just getting out of high school and starting to realize that I flunked out of it a little bit.
Wait, in 2010? You're that much older than me?
Yeah, well, dude, what was 2000? How old was I even then? Oh my god, I'm an old man now.
You make it sound like you're in your fucking 60s.
Jesus Christ! Wow, this is tough. I was just getting out of high school. I think at that point I was already. Well, I went to 2 high schools, so this would be around the time that I realized that I flunked out of the first one. I completely messed up the whole process because, no one was there to help out, so I had to figure out the whole thing on my own, which I didn't give a fuck about. So, flunked out of high school for that one, and yeah, that was it. Had the whole drama with my family around then. Yeah,
was this also like around the time where I think we called her Melissa in the last podcast happened?
This would have been a bit after, I think.
A bit after, okay.
Yeah, maybe like 1 or 2 like months or so. But yeah.
Okay. So let's so clearly by doing this in individual years is a little bit too hard for us to like recap.
It is
play by play. So let's just clump it into random increments. So
random. You got it. Let's do it.
One thing that I do vividly remember from 2010 was the whole Bed and Shooter song. He's climbing up your window, she's snatching your people up, trying to wake them, so you need to hide your kids, hide your wives, that shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like to this day, I feel like that and the Charles Ramsey one is still stuck in my head. Charles Ramsey, the dead giveaway. But in all honesty, 2010, 2011 were pretty like boring years for me. But 2012 though, the world ended. So yeah, this concludes the end of this podcast. I'm joking. Still find that hilarious, man. People thought that the world was gonna end in 2012, December 21st, 2012.
And then 22nd happened.
I remember there was like this one Facebook event that happened in December 2012, where the event was, let's not go to school and pretend like the world's gonna end.
Yeah.
It didn't really make sense in my school because like that was the school's talent show. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well show up. Well, firstly, I was like, I was performing in it, so I kind of had to.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, and I briefly talked about this in an episode of the chat room, but I had like the second to last booking, or not booking, but like billing, right? That's what it's, well, in real terms, that's what it's called. I don't know what the fuck we called it in high school, but that was and the thing was, I experimented with something, right? Because at that time I was trying to do like stand-up comedy, and it's very difficult for you to do so in a highly restricted environment. So one of the hardest places you do it in
school
is in a church. Actually, that's like the hardest place to do it.
Oh my god.
I refuse to ever fucking try that. Like, fuck that shit, bro. But at school, it's still also difficult because it's like, how much could you really get away with? I couldn't even say the word friggin' because you're like, you're implying the F word. I'm like, I don't know if you noticed this. Friggin' starts with the F.
But also, the F word's hilarious.
Yeah. Hey. Fuck you, bitch.
Well, see?
No, but the stand-up thing was like that was whatever, right? I had like a 7-minute set, but considering like how much I had to cut, it was maybe like a 3-minute set. And then after that, because I guess I kind of looked like him low key, I did like this real quick like dance of fucking Gangnam Style with the music and shit.
Okay.
And this was at the time where I was still dancing, kind of. So I don't know the fucking routine, so I just kind of like freestyle popping because it's an EDM beat of that era, which was very easy for you to pop with, right?
Right.
So I did that, and then I exited the stage, and then everyone was just cheering me on and shit, and I was like, well, that was easy. Not to sound like conceited or nothing, but like I was just like, talent shows, kind of whack. Because at my school, I'll just be honest, at my school, the most talented people that are in those talent shows are usually the dancers, because we always save the dance performances for last. No matter what type of like show it was, whether it was the talent show or the multicultural fest or like a open house or whatever, we always save the dance for last because we know it's going to be the best. But the funny thing was, even if I wasn't scheduled to be in it, the people who would run it, like the music teachers and shit, they would always force me to like, you are sitting front row. I'm like, why? They're like, you know how to improvise, so in the event that we fuck up our equipment and we need time to set it up, you just go hop on the stage and do some shit. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? That's like abuse. What if I don't want to go to school that day, man? What if I want to, like, I don't know, like go get Caribbean food or some shit? You're gonna force me to stay for that?
Yes.
No, really, yeah, that's basically what they said. Like, no Caribbean food for you, bro. You have to sit your ass down. I'm like,
why exactly?
Because they were like, oh, if we fuck up the equipment and we need like an extra 5 minutes and we need to stall, we need somebody that could just stand up on stage and just improvise for like 5 minutes or so. And they were like, you, my friend, are perfectly suitable for that job. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not getting paid, bro. The fuck is this?
Bit shameless, but yeah.
No, because they were like, we need somebody that could just like prevent dead noise for like 5 minutes, and you could like rant about some shit for 5 minutes. I'm like, I mean, I guess, but like, all right, what if I just like want some fucking like jerk chicken, man? Like, why the fuck you gotta like prevent me from getting my jerk chicken when there's no lineup?
Oh, man.
So that's something that I vividly remember. Something else I just realized too was I think I had this really weird like street side hustle thing that I used to do at the time where so snapbacks were coming back, but then there was also like this weird like bandana craze in like 2011, 2012. And one of the things that I used to do in my hood was I would buy like these super cheap like Dollarama snapbacks, take away the plastic buttons in the back, and then also in that same Dollarama buy these super cheap little bandanas.
Oh my god.
Yep. You see where this is going? I started this shit, by the way. I did. And then I would cut in one bandana I could use for 2 hats, because I would get, there's 4 corners and I just need 2 of them. Take the corners out, hot glue them back into the thing because I was too lazy to physically sew it by hand. Hot glue that shit, and then boom, there's your new product right there. $3 for the hat, 50 cents per half of a bandana, and I would sell those things for like $20.
How much did you make, like, let's say in a week off of all this?
Well, it's not like I fucking made like a bunch in a factory and then I brought them out in like the street corner to sell. It was always by order. I'm just
curious. Yeah, I'm just curious what the hustle was like.
It was always by order. Like I because here's the thing. Firstly, I didn't intend for this to be like a business or nothing. I just did it because I wanted one, right? And I was like, yo, this is how I'm gonna do it, and I did it, and it was sick. And then some dude like seen me on the street. It's like, yo, where'd you get that hat from? I'm like, I made it, bro. It's like, yo, what the fuck? And then I'm like, if you want one, here's my email, blah, blah, blah. And I had like some stupid fucking email at the time because like it was the same one I had since like middle school or some shit.
Oh, gosh,
and they were judging the email. But then when they saw the thing in like physically, they're like, all right, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So that's how I used to like, that was my really ghetto fabulous like street hustle.
I mean, I totally respect that.
What were you doing around that era, or around that time frame of like 2010 to about 2013-ish?
I was getting my act together for school. Because my parents were like, okay, well, we'll give you 2 choices. One, all right, like, you go straight off to straight off to Canada, all right, and start going to school there like immediately, or all right, you start doing like some weird international school here in Trinidad, right, which was I went through with that one because I was just like, no, I don't want to leave yet, like I still have all my friends here. I hated the first year of that school because it was just full of stuck-up white people, all the rich kids of Trinidad that you could ever imagine.
Okay.
And they were always the like party types, the ones who always like, hey man, going clubbing tonight, and it's like a Wednesday.
Were they all like Chads?
Yes. Yes, they were all like Chads. They were all like Chads and Stacy's. Oh man.
No offense to anybody named Chad or Stacy.
Well,
they're probably drunk right now anyways. I'm joking.
Exactly.
Yo, I made it to the podcast, fam. Yes.
Exactly. And so, at that point, all right, like, I was kind of just miserable with school, and I was just like, you know what, let's just stick through it, let's just get the shit done. And that's what happened, right? Just kind of, like, stuck through it all, and about up to 2012 was when I finally figured myself out for school, of just like, all right, this is how you take school seriously. This is, like, do the work, blah, 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 yada, 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 right? Study for this paper, study for that one, right? Do this. And then after that, around 2013, after graduating from that school, I finally, came to Toronto.
Nice.
Yeah. So, in a way, if you think about it, all right, like, I don't know if Trinidad was necessary, like, staying there, that kind of thing. But I still think that, like, if I didn't do that, I definitely wouldn't have the same work ethic that I have now.
Well, does any one of your, like, family members, like, immediate family, like, even reside there right now in Trinidad?
Yeah, a few.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because if you said, like, no, I would have been like, yeah, it's probably, like, neglectable. Or whatever the word is. Negligible, excuse me. Yeah. Fucking neglectable.
Neglectable.
It's almost as fucked up as this one time when I was trying to say, this seems to be sufficeable.
Oh, what the heck?
I was trying to say sufficient. I don't know why the fuck I said sufficeable.
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 Yeah.
Sufficiently to say.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of that was also figuring out, like, friends and stuff like that. Because that was also the time that, like, because of school, shit, like, I'm trying to take things like, oh, I gotta be more serious about school if I can't hang out or whatever, right? Lost some contact with some friends, but whatever.
Wait, actually, now that things are starting to, like, rewind in my head, I do remember this weird fucking, this is more so 2009, but, like, this weird bullshit that was going on through both Facebook and in real life was Asians became very prideful of their ethnic background, and they had this weird thing called Asian pride, specifically spelled in AZN and then PRYDE. I don't know if you remember this era.
I briefly saw something like that just fly by on Facebook back in Trinidad, but no, I never experienced whatever the hell you're talking about.
This is when everybody had, like, fucking anime-esque hair, fucking bangs everywhere and shit.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Like, the long, like, emo hair, right? Well, bandanas.
I guess. Yeah, kind. Well, that's just, like, a different subculture, but, like, the Asian pride thing was something that I have to, unfortunately, admit that I was fucking hyper into. I thought that, yes, this is my identity. I am pridefully Asian. And I'm just like, looking back at it, I'm like, I mean, look, I'm still pridefully Asian. Like, I'm very proud of my ethnic, like, origins, no matter how mixed it actually is. Sure. But at the same time, why did we spell Asian pride like that, as if we were actually, like, illiterate? That didn't really do us any favors in hindsight. It's kind of like when you see those rich Chinese kids of today wear anti-social social club. It's like, fam, you're not doing us any favors, bro. You're making us look illiterate still.
I still don't even understand the whatever the heck.
Anti-social social club.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But I remember seeing, what was it, like a post of, like, Filipino pride or something like that, too?
I think that started with D Pride, who goes by Russell. Hilariously, D Pride is also located he's located in Brampton, or that's where he's from, right? From Brampton, which is, for those who didn't know, Shane and I are currently recording this in Toronto.
Yeah.
And he used to be, like, the shit, and he still makes music and everything, although he's gone through, like, a few like rough, like, life-changing moments, and he changed his moniker to Russell and everything. That's besides the point. But I think because of the way that he spelled pride, and also the fact that he's fucking Asian, and this is, like, around that same era, he was kind of, like, blowing up and shit. Everyone, like, looked up to him and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where the fuck the AZN came from. I think it was just that era of, hey, let's spell everything completely incorrectly.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Especially with a lot of the shit that I saw in Trinidad, which was kind of weird now that I think about it.
What kind of shit did you see?
What was it? So, Trinidad just started, like, really getting more and more into, like, the whole MySpace and Facebook culture around that kind of time.
What, 2010-ish?
No. It was, like, a little bit before, right? It was roughly around, like, I'd say 2008 or so was when it really started to pick up.
Okay.
But around, like, 2010, all right, that's when, like, Facebook really started, like, taking off with people. Right. And because of that, all right, like, people started posting up, like, the stupid bullshit anime things. Like, oh, which character are you? And then insert, like, Naruto character, like, poorly spelled here.
I
think that kind of shit.
I think that also reminds me of, like, Facebook used to be a weird time. Facebook was pre-Instagram, which makes sense because Instagram is owned by Facebook, I believe. But especially in the early like 2010s, so like from 2010 to about 2013, girls used to do this shit where they will post a cute photo of themselves and they say, I'm so ugly, right?
Yeah.
And then other people be like, no, you're not ugly. And this is not even like white knight incels. These are straight up just like their friends saying that. They fucking fish for comments like this. But then this one time, this girl was like, I'm so ugly in this photo. And then I DM'd her. I'm like, truthfully speaking, you're ugly in every photo.
Oh, shit. And what was this girl's response to this amazing comment?
You're supposed to say I'm pretty.
But...
And
I
then,
mean, come on.
And then the next day, because I might have fucked up because we had class, right? So the next day, right? I guess, I don't know if she purposely sat beside me to confront me or whatever. And she was like, so what is the meaning of this? And I was like,
you trying to start some shit?
So no, like, so I just told her, I'm like, I think you're ugly. I think you're ugly. You're not attractive.
Wow. You got some balls.
See, I'm telling you, like, secretly, I always hated people who do that, where they fish for like compliments. So it didn't matter, even if she was cute, but she was not. I would have, like, you are so ugly. When I take a shit and spit in it, it Jesus looks Christ. Just like your hair. Which is Jesus absolutely not true. Christ. It's absolutely not true, but like, I just, from the beginning, I hated people like that.
Just like, calm the fuck down, man.
Well, no, it's because she had to, like, she had something to say back to me. I'm like, hey, you're fucking ugly.
Jeez.
So I guess now we can move to like the mid 2010s, 20-teens, sure. 2010s. I don't know. So 2013 to 2014 was like a really painful experience for me. These years you could listen to in greater depth in the previous episode. I'm not going to go too deep into it anymore because I felt like I said what I had to say in that last podcast. But generally, but basically, my life started to like spiral into depression because I lost my best friend at the time. And it was very difficult for me to focus on school. Cause it was grade 12. I was supposed to graduate, and I guess I technically did graduate. But my grades were insufficient to get into any post-secondary school. So I returned for a victory lap, and thankfully I'm born like very late in the year, like in the last quarter of the year. So I was able to like return for one more year as a victory lap rather than going to adult school. Realistically, I don't think there's a difference. It's just adult school sounds stupid for some reason in my brain. I was
like, what did you just say?
Adult school is literally a school for people who are not in post-secondary, but are of the age to enter post-secondary. That's all it is.
All right, sure, whatever.
Yeah, it sounds fucking stupid, right?
A little bit, but whatever, dude.
Anyways, so I completed that year after like I kind of recovered from my like little depressional spiral or whatever. And then I went to a university, and I, at the time, had no clue what the fuck I wanted to do. So I applied to, I guess you could say, the wrong program because it wasn't what I wanted to do. And then I realized, hey, let me try to be a filmmaker, bro. So then 2 years after that, so now we're in 2016, I think, I finally entered my program of choice. And then I realized the school is shit. For more information about this, you could listen to my podcast called Not Going Back to School. But yeah, that's a very straightforward summary of what I was doing during those middle of these years. Was simply just, all right, stop being a bitch, Kirby. Time to go to school. Let's do it. Also, I started like gaining weight tremendously fast. I don't know what it was. As soon as I got into uni, your boy became like a sumo wrestler, bruh.
Yeah.
I think it would also be a crime if it didn't mention like the mid to 2010s was when I started taking cosplaying and prop making a little bit more seriously, as well as martial arts. So this is sort of like the foundation of my sort of current skills that I try to like share with other people, be it cosplaying or directing action. Because you might have like a really good film director, but for the love of God, they do not know how to fucking direct action, and that's why they're specialty action directors. That's what they're for. Because if you ever seen like a narrative filmmaker try to direct action, if it's not overly edited, it's going to be shaky as fuck. And if it's not shaky as fuck, then it's going to be overly edited, or both.
Okay.
That's just my genuine critique on that space. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, that's basically what I was doing from roughly 2013 to like 16, 17.
Okay.
What have you been doing in those years, Shane?
2013 to 2016 was, well, school, like university. Which was a new thing because I was also completely new to the country, so it was interesting to see what Canadian life was like and see all the Asian people there. I had no idea that Canada, or Toronto in general, just has this much like of an Asian population. So, me growing up in Trinidad and stuff like that, alright, I never met any other Asian kid, alright, so seeing all this is just like, what the fuck?
I know I'm not the only one.
Pretty much, and the thing is, like, I kept thinking to myself, it's just like, what the fuck do you talk to them about?
What language do you speak at home with your parents?
No, like, what's the topic, you know? Like, what do I speak to these people about, right? Like, oh, well, I kind of figured out, like, well, the one thing that you can always start off a conversation with, and it's freaking lame, but trust me, it works, is you talk about the weather.
Get the fuck out of here, seriously. So how's the weather today? It's cold. It's Canada. It's always cold.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not true, by the way, you ignorant motherfuckers.
But that still gets them talking, right? And after that, all right, then you could just be like, oh, okay, yeah. What program are you in, you know? Right? And then that's where the conversation really
I think you could have skipped the weather thing and just jump into that.
Absolutely, but I was new, so I didn't know any of this.
You're like, yeah, so this is snow? They're like looking at you funny like, yeah, snow exists, bro.
That's just crazy, man.
How would you even describe that to somebody that's never seen snow? It's like sand that falls from the sky, but it's actually like liquid in a semi-frozen state.
Exactly. Anyways.
So fucking stupid. Trying to describe snow to somebody who's never seen it in real life.
I don't know, man. Like, anyways. And 2013 to 2016, that's when I realized I hated my first program, which was, God, what was it even?
Wasn't it some
geographic
kind of geography?
analysis.
Geographic analysis.
Yeah. Because I kept thinking to myself, like, oh, man, I'm going to go become, what was it again? City planner. Like, yeah. Never panned out. So then switched over to English, majored in that. And then from there, just kind of, well, took off. Because I realized that, like, okay, this is how you do work. This is how you start, like, working, like, you know, with your program. I was interacting with my professors, getting, like, all these kind of job opportunities, la la la. So 2013 to 2016 was me basically just figuring out what university life was like and just kind of figuring out where I was on that.
I think at this point would be a good time to talk about, like, the notoriety, so to speak, of online trends and how people try to chase clout by following or setting said trends. Like, you could, like, there's obviously like weird like dance trends like 2010, and it was like that was like the Dougie, and then 2012 was like, well, shit, Harlem, the not so Harlem Shake. I still don't understand why people call that the Harlem Shake. That's not the Harlem Shake. And then like from there it was like the Whip and Nay Nay, and then it was the dab, which I don't even know if that's a dance, really. That's just like a pose that you strike. And then, like, for example, up to like now, it would be like the whoa. But there's also like dumb shit too, like the whole the cinnamon challenge.
Oh yeah, when people actually send themselves to the hospital.
Yeah, the cinnamon challenge, the consumption of Tide Pods, bullshit like that. Fake staged prank videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
all these dumb things, you know. I think this all started with, like I said, like oh, let me post a picture of myself. Oh, I'm so ugly. No, you're really pretty. No, you're really ugly.
Anyways.
You look like a fucking donkey, dog. I'm joking.
Jesus Christ. What did this person ever do to you?
No, that's just theoretical. That never happened. Just imagine, you're so... I feel so ugly in this photo. You look like a fucking donkey, dog.
Jesus.
And it has to be spelled exactly that way, too. Like 5 F's before the fucking... You look like a fucking donkey. Anyways, so yeah, that's something that I realized, and I feel like culturally, at least from what I've noticed, a lot of people these days, a lot of especially young, impressionable people from like the age of, let's say, I'm going to go on a women's guess, about 14 to maybe even up to like 22, 3, 24, like early to mid 20s, they get sucked into this vacuum of uniformity. And I feel like the funny thing about that is all these trends that people did, it never started with the intent of uniformity or hegemony. Fuck, I can't even say the word. But like homogeneousness. Fuck it, I made up a new word.
I'm not 100% sure I even understand what you're saying, but okay.
The point I'm trying to make is, with all these trends and shit, people follow them so that they could conform to, I hate saying this word, but society, so that they could fit the trend and fit the build and the model that everyone strives to be. But the funny thing that I've noticed, and I hate to sound like a fucking like bootleg philosopher right now, but the people who started these trends, whomever did the first Harlem Shake, the person that created the Dougie or whatever, they probably didn't do that wanting everyone to follow them. They probably did that to feel original.
But then everyone else picked up on it.
Exactly. So now I feel like it's a good time to talk about, do you think with the current sort of like age of social media, I hate the fact that I sound like a grandpa right now, but with this day and age of social media and the accessibility to not just knowledge, but tools to create online content, do you feel like people are starting to wear uniforms outside of work and schools again, as I would put it?
I mean, yes, but that's no different from just regular day society anyways, in my opinion. Because when it comes to, let's say, like, you know, wearing that uniform, like how you were saying, right? I don't necessarily think that's wrong, in the sense that let's say, oh, you know, I want to make friends, all right, with people in university or like in school in general, all right, and I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to talk about, all right. That's in my opinion, that's the use of the uniforms, right? Because it's more so there, right, just to, you know, kind of be the entryway, right? Like, you know, be the window, right, like into, let's say, a group of people or whatever, right? I don't necessarily think that's wrong. In fact, I think that's perfectly fine, right? Like, if I just want to make friends, but hey, I don't really know what to say, alright? Like, do you remember the blah de da da da, right? Dougie video, whatever, right? I just show them a video. I think that's fine.
Okay.
And in our current age, alright, of like, you know, social media and whatever, right? I think the thing is, there is just so much. There is so goddamn much, like, you know, dances, poses, ideas, whatever, right?
Instagram
filters, clicks, etc., right? Like, to me, all right, like, it doesn't really, like, everyone is their own sort of thing at this point, right? Like, it's hard to really say, right, that like, oh, I kind of just want to be original, right? It's just like, well, no, A, you can't be, right? And C, right? Like, even if you were, right, someone else is probably following the same thing. Because there's just so much. There's so much.
Yeah, I feel like now is a good point to to mention the sort of like social justice warriors and hipsters that have formed because they're trying to avoid being like everybody else. I'll just go out there and say it. If you're actually woke and you're trying to make a change and shit, I think that's dope. It makes sense for you to go out of your way to try to, I don't want to say the word fight because no one's actually like fighting for nothing like physically, but to actually like make a change for something that you genuinely believe in. I think that's dope. But if you're just sort of conforming to making yourself sound good and like, how do I word this? If you're trying to make yourself look good by saying some social justice bullshit, stop that. Get some help. Like, for fuck's sake. I hate people who stay woke for no reason. I think the first time I seen this happen, basically what I'm saying is, if you're woke, that's cool. But if you're woke and you're selling out, stop it. Like, be yourself. The first time I seen this happen was actually in high school when this fool was trying to run for school president, or I guess since we're Canadian, school prime minister. So
that's a thing.
Yeah, it existed
in high school.
Yeah, it makes sense. So this fool. First things first, I need to mention this. So my school body was like mostly comprised of, about rough numbers here, 40% Somalians, 30% Asians, and then the rest were brown. And then we had the obligatory like 2 white kids per grade.
Sure.
No joke. So this dude is brown. Cool dude, usually. He goes on the PA system and he's making his claim as to why he wants to run for school prime minister, right? As an 11th grader. He goes, first things first, shout outs to all my Somalians. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bregin? Now, mind you, this dude doesn't really play sports. He claims he plays badminton and I guess he plays cricket. But then he goes, also, ball is life. I'm like, motherfucker, do you even know how to dribble? Can you even spell dribble?
Okay.
And then I forgot what the last thing he said ticked me up. It was some shit like something about K-pop or some shit. And I'm like, bro, you don't...
all my B-boys.
I'm like, you don't even know how to, like, who do you know in K-pop? And what dance move do you know that isn't out of style, bro? At the time.
Shit.
That was the first time I seen somebody sell out so hard. And I'm just like... If you're wondering, he did not win. Of course he didn't win.
Well, the way that I'm at least understanding what you're trying to say, right, is more so of it's fine, all right, to be following, like, political issues and be passionate about it, right? But if you're just doing that for, let's say, your own personal gain in some form or fashion and not the gain of others, then it's an issue.
Yeah, like, don't let that be a crutch for you to fall on and then people will pick you up for it. Because, if anything, it just exposes your ignorance.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar saying, as I usually say, the quickest way for you to expose how stupid you are is by trying to act smart. The quickest way for you to go broke is trying to flex and be rich. And the quickest way to show... Wait, hold on, I already said that last one. Never mind. I was about to say the dumb one again.
Oh, wow.
Now like a fucking
irony.
idiot.
The irony.
The quickest way for you to prove that you're not stupid. Huh? Ha! Pack in the mail, it's gone. No, but yeah.
I mean... I kind of have, like, an experience of this as well, because my international school decided to do a talent show, and boy, was it cringe.
All of them are, let's just be honest.
Yeah, but, like, this poor girl, I feel so sorry for her. She went up there to sing, I think she was singing some Disney song, I don't remember what.
Let my reflection show I can't sing with pride.
It was like It was like 2012, so it was some
Frozen.
song around then.
No, Frozen was too...
Was it Frozen? I don't know. And so what happened was, all right, like, she's up there doing her best, I guess.
And that's all that matters, man. Doing your best, that's all that matters. Don't let nobody stop you, but that's all that matters.
But then she hiccuped up, like, once, right? Like, she just kind of, like, just word farted, right? Like, just once, right? And that completely threw the girl off, all right? And so she restarted.
That's fine, too.
Some random point. All right, hicked up again. All right, restart. Nope. All right, at that point, all right, she literally just ran off the stage.
Aw, she probably got.
And to me, at that point, all right, it's just like you might as well finish. Right, you might as well just take it all the way and just finish.
If that's the case, Shane, why didn't you finish that podcast when you started getting the hiccups?
Because you won't let me. I was all for it, but you're just like, let's end tonight.
No, yeah, it was quick, like, fun tangent. This dude, like one time we had this podcast and he hiccuped up like legitimately about every 3 to 15 seconds. I would maybe get a word in and then
Happens to everyone. Like what?
No, it does, but like the frequency that you had it like made it impossible for us to have a proper conversation.
Shit happens. Like oh man, and I was all for it. I was just like, yeah, let's continue.
Yeah,
right?
we were
let's
legitimately energized, but we could not talk to each other because every time it got to the point where we both kept on laughing, and then in the middle of the laugh, he'll hiccup again, and we'll start laughing hysterically again.
Yeah, well,
like fucking buffoons that we are.
Oh,
especially me.
Shit happens. Shit happens.
But
yeah, and that was like. That's the thing about talent shows to me, though. It's just like, yeah, I get it, it's nerve-wracking, right? I've never been on stage, whatever, right? At least finish. At least, like, be like, yeah, I went up there and I fucking bombed it.
I look at it like a sport, to be honest. Like if you
sport.
lose, you lose. But if you competed, you competed.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a fair way.
So if you went up on stage and you did your best, it is what it is. If you suck, you suck. And if you're good, you're good. I'm not saying that I had perfect performances. There's been times where I would forget lyrics, but thankfully I could bullshit just enough where it would like just loosely rhyme with the previous line, and then it sounds like it was part of the song.
Yeah.
Or my favorite thing to do is sing in a foreign language, and then if you fuck up, no one even knows.
Yeah.
Except for the one Korean teacher who's laughing her fucking ass off at me.
Uh-oh, did that happen?
Yes. she was like, you fucking bastard. She didn't say it, but the look on her face afterwards, like, you fucking bastard.
She knew.
Yeah, she wasn't mad at me though, because like the look on her face was like, Kirby, come on, bruh. She was like, bruh, you're secretly racist, aren't you?
Oh wow.
But that was like the look on her face, like, come on, bro, come on.
I mean, that's hilarious. But I got to do that. I got to pull that off like quite a few times in my school because, well, Trinidad has no understanding of what Asian culture is. So,
truth be told, I still like bullshit like a made up Asian language sometimes just to get me out of certain sticky situations. Like when fools be handing me flyers or whatever, and I don't want a single piece of it, I just like start making random noises. And pretend like I'm on the phone. Because I always have headphones on like when I'm out, right? Whether it's full size or earbuds. And I always pretend like I'm just in a phone call.
I mean, that's really smart compared to what I do, which is I just shake my head and I walk away.
No, I just start making noises, bro. It might end up sounding more like I'm trying to beatbox or some shit, but I'll just make noises and pretend like I ain't speak English or whatever language they speak. Sometimes I know what they're saying too. Like if they're speaking to me in like rice, I know that rice. I say rice in place of Asian language because it's only one syllable. But like sometimes I know what the fuck they're saying, and I just make up my own rice. I'm like, you thought I spoke that language? Fuck you, bitch.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm like, no flyers for me today.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Same thing with panhandlers, man. Like that's actually why I used to wear shades even when I'm indoors, is so that I can pretend like I'm asleep.
How the fuck would that protect you from like panhandlers?
They would come up to me, ask me for money. I don't react, and then they move on.
You'd essentially play dead.
Yo, real shit. It makes sense for me to expose this in this podcast too, because I did that around the era of around 2013 to around 16. I would wear shades everywhere I go. There was also another reason why, because like I couldn't sleep properly. I had like insomnia. I can't say that word, and like my eyes were always like shit up. We're always like swollen and shit. So I did that to hide like how ugly I was basically, but also it came in so handy because like whenever somebody would ask me for money or like whatever the fuck, I could just pretend like I'm knocked the fuck out. Even though I see them. But this doesn't always work because I found out I was colorblind in 2000. I forget when, but I found out I was colorblind, so then I switched to my colorblind glasses, which just look like regular like glasses, and I thought they were like my regular shades.
Oh my god!
So this person says, "Can I have $5?" I'm just looking at this dude's dead in his eyes. and he's just like walking right by me, and he's not moving, right? Like he's like, "Sir, can you spare some change?" I just my mouth is like halfway open to pretend like I'm sleeping, and I'm just looking at this fool dead in his eyes, and he's looking back at me, looking at him like he sees me, see him, see me, see him, type of shit. And he's just like waiting for a response. And then I realized I look like a fucking crackhead that way.
I mean, I'll be real, you're just kind of an asshole at this point, but yeah.
No, because I thought I had my sunglasses on.
Oh my god.
So I thought my trick would work. And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm colorblind. These are my colorblind glasses. No wonder everything is so bright.
Wow. What a bitch.
It was like one of the most pathetic moments in my existence.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because it got to the point where he was like, I know you see me. I'm like, how can this be?
Are you kidding me? He actually called you out and you still didn't flinch?
No, at that moment, I just pretended that I didn't speak English and I made up my rights. That's the origin of that technique.
All right.
So it's like, "Xin rồi ra bốc đích đinh nè." And then it's like,
what the
and it was like, I guess he doesn't speak English. and he fucked up. I'm like, oh sweet. I get to save $4 and spend it on an ice cap.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to say to something like that. I don't know.
How would you I mean, be honest, when somebody panhandles you for money, what did you do?
If someone tries, I just shake my head and I just like go back to what I was doing. Just, ignore. Needless to say, this was probably like, I don't know what's more rude, me or you.
I think yours is more direct and can be perceived as rude easily. From mine,
I'm straight up just telling them no, but in like a nicer way, I guess.
I think mine's nicer because then I pretend like, because my performance is really, I'm telling you, I'm not an actor until there's money on the line. So I like legit, you would have, I started snoring, and it's not even like that bullshit ghetto ass like bullshit. Like I sounded like I was legitimately like, you could just hear a little bit of the hum, and like, oh, he's asleep. I should not disturb him.
I mean, that's hilarious.
Except I had my eyes fucking wide open, staring straight into this fool's soul.
I was about to say, like, that's hilarious, alright, but at the same time, go fuck yourself.
It was like I was draining his fucking hopes and life force away from him.
Just taking his dreams as you stare into his eye.
Anyways, back onto the topic. Let's finish the rest of the decade, which is, the easiest for us to do. So now we're talking about 2017 onwards, which is basically when we met.
Oh boy. Has it been 10 years?
Yeah, fool.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, go on.
So, how was life before I ruined it for you?
Pretty good.
Well, shit.
Then you came along and fucked everything up, but...
I see how it is. And let the record show, or I guess let the record audit that I didn't mute my volume there. I actually was just dead silent because I had my glasses, I had my shades on. I was pretending to fall asleep. I'm joking.
I wouldn't be surprised, but continue.
But okay, so 2017. So 2017, it was second year of my proper program now, and everything's going smooth. And then the infamous university strike hit at my university, and then everything fell apart and went to shit. And me being the proactive bastard that I was like, I don't want to wait for my fucking bullshit university to tell me when to come back to school. I'm gonna get a fucking job.
Yeah.
And I did.
That's fair.
And I'm still working there and everything, and shit. 2017 was also the year that I decided to stop cosplaying. Not so much because I'm sick of this shit. It's tearing me apart. It was more, I don't know what that voice was, but it was more so I think I have done all that I could and all that I need to in this realm, in this form, in this art form. So I feel like it's time for me to, I guess, retire or step away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met this bastard, right? So,
and then I met this bitch.
So I met Shane through the writer sits in the back through Will, and he was telling, because Will Actually, yeah, I met Will at a convention, so he knew that I was capable of cosplaying and shit. So he was like, "Hey, I'd like you to meet my buddy Shane." No. Well, we met by accident, but the point is, it was like, "Oh, here's Shane. He runs like this cosplay thing at his school. You know, you should like swing by sometimes, check it out, or maybe whatever, right?" Now the funny thing was, the way that William worded it, and same thing with Shane, they were like, "Yeah, so we have this like specialty lab where we teach cosplay and shit." I'm like, "Fuck, man, these guys are legit." And
this is hilarious.
And their gear is very legit, But this is such a niche topic or a niche hobby, and also a very specific hobby, that the knowledge, especially at the time, was not really like available for free on any free spaces. You would have to pay to get templates and patterns and the knowledge to do so, right? And I'm someone who firmly believe, no matter what it is, whether it's filmmaking, singing, whatever the hell, I firmly believe in, one is technique, and then two is performance, and then it's gear and materials and shit, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why, even though I never had the right tools, I always made sure that I got my technique down or whatever, right? And then basically through meeting Shane and then his group of friends, I made a return to cosplay finally in 2019, which was when I produced my Shredder armor, which kind of works for everything.
Yeah.
So through sort of like directly putting all of my attention into cosplay and into, for example, this podcast, and just putting my skills into something that I saw immediate results, no matter how major or minor, the journey for me for 2017 to now was less of finding success, but more so finding happiness and finding what I enjoy doing.
Oh.
And then this bastard came. I'm joking. But yeah,
and I came along and shat all over it.
Yeah. Well, no, kind of. Well, I'm joking. So that's what I've sort of taken from the last 3 years. It was not so much about I need to follow the system of going to school, graduating, blah, 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 blah. I actively decided to drop out because I was just sick and tired of like my school's incompetence, specifically in that office. And I just decided, you know what? Everything that they quote unquote taught me, I've already learned on my own somehow. And the funny thing was, there's a lot of people in my like year at university that were interested in filmmaking long before I was, and they didn't know half the shit that I did, especially if it's sound related. I also didn't like the fact that I was typecast as a sound guy. They were like, if you guys ever need a sound mixer, Kirby's the guy. I'm like, hello, action director. Like, that's something that you guys don't teach. I could teach you guys that shit, man. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started investing my time and money into things that would make me happy. Not so much material goods. Like, sometimes it happens to be material goods because of certain things. Like, if I want to create a new suit of armor, then yeah, you have to physically, literally buy material goods. Or for this podcast, for example, this is purely funded by myself, so Shane doesn't pitch in.
Nope.
You bloody bastard. You bloody bastard. So all the
gear. What you gonna do about it?
To probably take my mic back.
Go for it, bitch.
I know where you live, fool. Like.
Anyways, continue.
Look behind you. There's nothing there, but just look behind. I'm joking. So but yeah, like I'm putting money into all of this stuff, and to me, it's not so much like, oh, look at how much money I'm putting into this. That shows monetarily how much effort I put in. Sometimes it's really time that you put into something. At least for me, I find it's time that you put into something that sort of shows how dedicated you are to it. Like, prior to even tracing a single pattern onto foam for that Shredder armor, I think I must have spent like 3 days just working on the patterns themselves before I even like attempted anything. Just 3 days on patterns.
Okay.
So it's like that. That's why I was able to make that armor in like 4 days. Now, mind you, that was my first time con crunching, and I fucking hate it. I wish in my life I would never need to fucking do anything like that. But that to me showed, maybe there is more to this craft that I could achieve in. And most importantly, through Shane's like workshops and stuff like that he holds with his partner at his school, I realized even if I have accomplished all that I think that I need to, there's people out there that maybe are more ambitious than me in this craft that I feel are deserving of a head start, and why not share my knowledge with both Shane, his crew, and then also the people that they teach their workshops to.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like what made me feel happy. I guess you could say it's the fact that I'm conceited and I like to feel like a teacher. But realistically, it was me sort of just chasing something that I have forgotten. Life could be fun. And life could also be a living hell, because for some reason in the years of 2018 and 19, I kept on getting sick or injured, and it was not fun. In 2019, I straight up lost my voice for a whole month. And I don't mean lost my singing voice. Like, I mean, I couldn't speak. I was like this for like a solid month.
This, yeah.
Yeah, that was also right when Shane came back from Japan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But how,
good times.
But how was life for you in 2017 to 19? The end of this decade, the end of an era.
Legitimately life changing, because that was the time that I actually got my job at my lab to teach cosplay. It was 2017.
Get the fuck out of here, bro! Really?
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years now that I think about it. Yeah. And what happened was, I basically just kept visiting that lab, because I was like, okay, well, I'm doing this project where I have to do a lot of video editing, a lot of sound editing, all right? I obviously don't have any of these kind of computers. This lab does, all right? And it's free for me to use, so obviously I'm going to stick around, right, to finish off my projects. And that's what I did. And the more and more that I stuck around, all right, they also learned like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm an executive at like the anime club, right? I also do a lot of like, I do my own cosplay, I like build my own stuff, and they're like, oh, that's amazing. Hey, do you want to run a cosplay workshop in here? And I'm just like, I wouldn't, like, nothing would make me happier. Let's do it. Yeah. And then from there, I basically just kind of kept going. Yeah, and that was the time that I started making, like, you know, all the, what I would say are my current friends. In the sense that that's when I met, basically all the staff members, right, at that lab.
Your girly friend.
Sure, if you want to say, sure. I didn't really know. That was not during that year. Anyways.
I would hope not, because, you know, that would make things a little bit strange knowing.
Oh, yeah, you don't say. Anyways, moving on.
Yes, please. I'd be like, what have I done?
Just like, shut up. Anyways. Yeah, and it was mostly just when life started taking off from there. At that point, I was also graduating from, you know, undergrad. And then I got into my master's program.
Why do they call it undergrad and then master's, but not undergrad and then overgrad?
That would make a lot more sense than what we currently have. Because it's just, like, they call you an undergrad, and then, like, the proper term would be graduate, right?
Yeah.
But it still doesn't sound correct. Anyways. Yeah, so that was me, alright, basically moving, like, you know, one step from the other, and that was also when I started going to Tokyo. That's when I went to Tokyo, because I really, really, really fucking wanted to.
Yo,
I really had.
Fucking weeb. No, I'm joking.
You and I both know people who are way more of a weeb than I.
This is true. I know people who sleep, and I'm using the word sleep loosely, with body pillows.
Moving on.
Yes, please. This is one of those moments. What have I done? What have I done?
Shut up. Yeah, and so, yeah, no, I went to, like, Tokyo, which was, like, one of my dreams, for the longest while. Got to accomplish that. Finished off my paper, and yeah, it was basically, like, a really interesting period of life where I was kind of just proving things to myself of, like, yeah, you know what? I am capable of going to Tokyo if I really wanted to. I'm capable of getting into a master's program, alright, that I really wanted to. You know, capable of X, Y, or Z. I'm capable of running an entire cosplay group by myself, because
highly
I'll be
questionable.
honest, hey, go fuck yourself.
No, what I mean by
Anyways.
it's not quite entirely by yourself now. Let's just be honest.
What I mean is
Kirby Kwan
like,
Jr. guest consultant, and also that one time when I ran the workshop of
yes, but what I am referring to is our
armor.
first years, like our first year of cosplay group, which was literally just me.
I felt like we should have almost
met earlier.
Yeah, well, I think the meeting time was perfect considering that you just started, but like, we should have been in talks almost semi as a business, not quite as a business, but you know what I mean, like as partners on your little workshop, like earlier, so that we can get things rolling earlier. But that never happened, of course.
Anyways, yeah, that never happened. Like, you know, literally, like, dude, there's nothing we could do about that right now.
Unless we build a time machine.
Let's
start studying temporal physics.
Quantum physics. Yeah, no, and like me basically running the whole group for like the first year or so. Finally picking up executives for it. Basically kind of running an entire student group just all on my own because nobody else was there to work on this. Now, granted, I did have like at least like one person there who was willing to help me out. But they were often very busy with their own stuff, so yeah. But here we are now. Then I met this bitch.
That's rude. You shouldn't call your girlfriend that.
Wow. Nice try, you bitch.
Excuse me, do I look like your girlfriend to you? I don't appreciate the way that
no,
you
but you're
abuse
certainly
her.
my boyfriend.
Again, let the record show I didn't mute my audio. It's just dead silence.
All of a sudden, things just got real quiet.
Because I legitimately didn't know what he was saying, to be honest.
Nonetheless. Yeah. Moved on and just kind of like moved on from school and like, you know, currently dealing with life now, which is just finding work and figuring out which way is next. Yeah. 2017 to 2019 was probably like some of the best, but also some of the worst for like other reasons.
Like what?
School at a certain point started kicking me in the ass, so.
Well, school started fucking me in my ass. Shit. And I did not like it. Let the record show I do not like it. Let the record show I also have not tried it and I do not intend on trying it, so please make sure that I never get arrested.
Now, why would you get arrested for that?
Let the record show that both of us were silent.
There you go.
I think.
But yeah.
Okay.
That was basically like 2017 to 2019. It was a good year. I really loved it. Met a lot of fantastic people.
Thank you.
Just kind of did everything I wanted for the longest while, right? Like really got through with finishing off like, you know, I want this, I want that, you know, these are my goals, right? Like, and I'm going to set my mind to accomplishing each and every one of them. And, you know, 9 out of 10, I'd say. Yeah.
Now, perfect segue. Jesus. But perfect segue. What are some things, because we're going to wrap it up here, what are some things that you would love to, if you were given the magic ticket to go back and change during those 10 years, as in last decade? And what are some goals, or at least a goal that you intend to accomplish within the next 10 years? Or let's just make it small scale, within this year of 2020.
Within the year of 2020, honestly, I want to grow the cosplay group a lot more.
I thought when you paused, because this is what I heard. I want to grow, and then there was that distinct pause. I'm like, I think your growth sprout is over, bro.
I want to grow up.
Like, I'm pretty sure
you're already at max height. Big boy.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. No one knows the song because you have to be old to know that song. Sadness.
Moving on.
So you want to grow the cosplay group club?
Yes, I want to grow. I want to grow the cosplay group. I want to accomplish a few other personal projects of my own. I want to, find a full-time job. in a field that I actually really enjoy. Yeah, and like, God help me find a place of my own. I'm just saying, we live in Toronto. This is not the cheapest of cities.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's pretty much it. Just that. What I would change from the past few years,
if any,
I would go to my English program sooner.
Did you just say program?
Program. I would talk. Oh my god, there was just so many moments when I felt like I could have talk to someone or like actually become their friend, right? Instead of just thinking about
how's the weather, bro?
Yeah. Because there was many times, right, where I'm just like, oh, you know, they seem really, really cool, right? Like, I should talk to them. And then I say fucking nothing. Dope. So, yeah. Just essentially be braver.
So for me, the things that I would change is, if I had the chance, I would change a whole lot of things. I would find my way to, like, keep my best friend close to me to the best of my ability. But that's some shit that is way beyond comprehension right now. But the biggest two things I would change, 2.1. One is select a different school or not go to school at all. Either or. Because I hate the fact that I wasted like a few years trying to do something that not so much I can't, but I don't fit in. Pause.
Right.
But so that's one thing. Another thing that I would change is be more consistent with my health. At the beginning of the year, beginning of the decade, I was starting to get into pretty good shape. And then I sustained that sort of like health up until about 2013. And then 2014 and 15, I really started to like change my body. And then 2016 came, fat. Not just fat, okay? Fat. So shit. I guess realistically, that's one of the things that I really wish that I either continued at the very least or advanced with, which was just stay healthy. I don't need to be chiseled. I don't really care about aesthetic things like that, but just be in good health. That's something I would want to change. 2.1 is in relation to that school I was mentioning. I wish for the love of God, when I had the opportunity to, I would have just, as soon as the exam was over, walked her to her dorm and just did the thing instead of being fucking cock-blocked by Kevin. Kevin, why?
There's a story here that I'm not 100% sure about.
Find out next time. But yes, that's...
Oh, shit.
So moving onwards to 2020, what I would like to... Oh, shit, I just figured out the title for this. It's going to be called Hindsight is 2020. Haha, no. But moving on to 2020, my one goal... that's not so much a New Year's resolution, just something that I've had in mind, and I spoke to my friend about this. Kirby, remember to bleep her name out. I spoke to my friend about this. Hey man, we did this for your girl. I got to do the same thing with my friends. So
yes, fair.
We both we just want to be more healthier, and that's something that, like, again, that's something that I wish I could change. So why not change it now when I have the opportunity to, starting February, of course, because So that's one thing. So that's one thing I want to change. And then like a sort of semi New Year's resolution I have is I want to create. Actually, I shouldn't talk about it because it'll be on the channel, on my YouTube channel, but it is already teased. And I've attempted it already, and yeah. So look forward to that. Yeah. This is good. I don't reveal it, but subscribe to my YouTube channel. Look forward to that. Dope. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it
Way
for.
To plug yourself in.
Bruh, nice. So I think that's going to be it for today's episode of the Ghetto Fabulous Podcast, where Shane and I recap our, decade of living and existing. So I hope everyone has a fantastic new year and new decade. And today was actually the last shift that I had at work for this year. So to my coworkers who might be listening to this, I'll see you next decade. So yeah, hope everyone enjoys the remainder of this pathetic decade, and we'll see you next decade. Take care, guys.
Happy holidays.
This is past Christmas, fool.